Morning, rise and shine. Good morning, star shines. The earth says hello. For those of you that are new here, I am a professional intuitive empath, and I have a morning channeled message for you. Thank them with a slow clap. Thank them with a slow clap. Their evil evolved you. I chose the devil to punctuate that sentence. A face that seems like it could be menacing, but I purposely chose one that was royal purple. Love that color. That color is associated with amethyst and the crown chakra, which is where we receive our downloads from our angels and our ancestors, from our intuition. It's how we are guided to communicate with people around us telepathically and how we communicate with ourselves internally. It is how you survived your storm through your crown chakra, right at the top of your head, the soft spot when you were born. There's a reason it was that. Thank them with a slow clap. One of my favorite passages from the good book has something to do with it being said that what God or man intended for your evil, God meant for your good. It really comes from Joseph and his story. I have a video up here if you're interested in getting an in depth understanding and a prophetic word specifically for your life and what you may have gone through as the black sheep or the scapegoat. It's called Joseph, or it's called The Cost of Die, or something to that nature, but search my playlist, you'll find it. What I will tell you is that Joseph's brothers hated him, and they hated him from the beginning. And they created ways to ostracize him, make him feel left out and downtrodden. If you're listening to this, you were attracted by the title intuitively, you were guided here spiritually, and you know this unfortunate reality. You share it with me. There have been people in your life that did not want to see you succeed. And for many years, your life was like a movie. The first half, where people treated you badly and you were timid and quite the doormat, yes? Good morning, my loves. Good morning, good morning, good mornings. Good morning. I have someone here named King Osiris Tarot. Come on. Love to see you, fellow practitioner, kindred spirit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A king has arrived. Crown chakra. We love to see it. We love our divine masculines. You have been treated and ostracized, treated badly, cast aside. Those brothers hated Joseph. Absolutely. So good to meet you too, Boo. Those brothers hated Joseph. Absolutely. And they plotted on him. And there's a part in the video that I made where I talk about the cost of dye, of what it cost for Joseph's father to outfit him with the coat of many colors, which incited their jealousy, which caused them to put him down the well, which set him to be sold into slavery, which caused him to end up making sure that the end of their lives ended well, because he rose to be essentially a king among men, ruler of the nations and over actually the food stores, and he saved them, those ingrates, because God loved him. That doesn't mean his road was easy. If you're tuning in this morning, your road wasn't easy. It's a nice, quick snapshot of a long story that played out over decades. But in the end, it was Joseph who was pushed into glory because he bowed his head energetically to the source, to universe, to God, and said, "It is not me." Joseph was a prophet too. So this is specifically for those of you who see. You know what I mean by see. Who read, who see, who are practitioners, who have intuitions, who are empaths, who are earth angels, who are light workers. We are often treated like the worst and the dregs of society. What I was recently downloaded with was the analogy of Catwoman, and how Catwoman had all of those lives. And there was one of the times, I'm thinking of Halle Berry's version, where she almost dies. And instead of her actually dying, she regenerates into something that is her final form, and it's spectacular to see. Why is it spectacular to see? Because gone are the days of her timidity, if that's even a word. Gone are the days of her fragility. She incarnates into her absolute, divine, unapologetic femininity, and there is a shadow side, and she has no problem letting anyone see. Give them a slow clap because they brought out that side in thee. Your haters, your naysayers, your XDs, your besties, your lovers, your friends, your ex-husbands and wives brought out a side of you that all of the trials and tribulations couldn't do. You were gearing up for a moment when they would bring out what they thought would be your demise, and they were hoping for would be the worst in you, but it was the absolute best in you. Because you integrated that timid side, that doormat, with the shadow side and showed them what the spirituality do. A lot of you guys hid your spirituality on a shelf. You were closeted in your spirituality. You had sisters and brothers and cousins that thought that you were the one that was crazy because you could see. No different than the witch hunts. That was people with intuition. Were they witches or were they people like us, sisters and brethren? Were they people like us who could see, who healed, who loved, who gave, who stood over people's grave and rose them from the dead as it was taught by Jesus? But it's blasphemous when it's not controlled in the hands of men that want to dictate your life to you again and again. And so we forget from whence we came, and they forgot. Who is the person, the energy, the source under which we gather and take our pain, gather ourselves and then take our pain too? A lot of people were godless. They were spiritless. They were without, they were gallless. They were without any connection to source. And they thought that they were going to do you bad, and they loved to do it. They loved to see it. They pushed you and pushed you and dared you to be it. Be what? Anything that would ever come against them. They thought you were insignificant, women and men. They thought that you were weak. They thought that you were meek. And maybe it's because it's something they did see. And that's okay because it's part of who we are and where we've been. But when they provoked you that final time, and you maybe fell theoretically from your tower, if you guys read tarot, you understand the tower is associated with death, transformation, and rebirth, very scorpionic energy. In fact, scorpionic energy, the Grim Reaper, they did cause you to die. You died to your ego. You died to your pride. You died to that timid, doormat, bullshit side. And you said, still, like air, like dust, I rise. And I will be the dust in your eyes. It will make your eyes water to see me be great. It will make your eyes water to know that your hate did not diminish me, to know that you could not unravel me, to know that in fact you bullying, trying, lying, gossiping, denying, slandering me made me the best version of me, actually. Better than I've ever been, better than you ever were, better than you could have ever imagined when you were in the dumps before, better than they ever saw you when they kicked you around, better than when you were cowered on the ground. Some of you I'm talking to right now were actually beaten down by abusive hands and spouses that didn't want you around but wanted you to pay their bills and wanted you to take care of their things and wanted you to love them when they gave you no love. No love did they bring, and they thought that they would break you. They thought that without their love you couldn't make it. They thought that they made you. The audacity. Give them a slow clap for the person you now have evolved to be. See, I'm not going to say that they made you because that's something that they would say. That's something that they would like to see. But oh my God, under their cruelty, you became a diamond. The pressure created the most sparkling baguettes, the most sparkling cuts, You are nobody's pet. Oh, you might be a cat and you have many lives, but you are nobody's concubine, nobody's husbands or wives. You are nobody's third parties. You are nobody's add ons. You are nobody's extras. You know where you belong, and where you belong is amongst your family and your tribe. Do you know what you got when they thought they killed you off and you died? You got access to real connections, real energies, real communication, real people that treat you like you are part of their pride. Cat shit. See, they had you in the cat shit, in the cat litter, in the cat box. Had you scratching around and thinking that this was Goldilocks and that your porridge was just right, but it was BS. There was a future that was so bright. I'm talking big cat energy. That's what you are on this evening, on this morning, on this night, whenever you are listening to me. Channel that energy. That's the strength card. That's the sun card. That's the Queen of Wands. You are bad AF and you know where you belong. Masculine or feminine, new person, just met you, friend. Come back and see me. Yeah, again and again. But know that you did not get to a place where you could even be without the help of people that treated you absolutely terribly. They helped you, yes. One of my other favorite things that got me through so many shenanigans was God will set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. David cried out, "Why are they eating before me? Why does it seem like everything is going right for them when I've only been integral? I've served you again and again." And God said, "Just wait." See, in order for this to turn out really great, in order for you to love the end of the movie, I got something for you to see, David. Just wait a second, homie. He said, "Let me make it seem like you're down bad. Let me make it seem like you're losing and that you don't know where your mind's at. Let me make it seem like your money's not right. Let me make it seem like no one can love you in the light, meaning they were ashamed of you. Let me make it seem like you are hidden and your gifts and talents just won't do, that you're not enough, that it's never going to make it, that you are giving imposter syndrome and that you're only faking it. Let them talk about you some more, because every time they talk about you, I'm stacking up your table and preparing you for more, greater than they've ever seen, greater than they will ever be. I am giving you back your divine feminine and masculinity. I will restore the crown on your head, validated by the king that stepped into the chat first. My angels don't play games. When they tell me a message, they say, just deliver it. We'll do the rest. And here he was. The king is here. The queens are here. And the people that hated had to sit back and only revere the handiwork of God, the handiwork of the universe, the handiwork of the creator, whatever you believe in. I don't care what you name it. I know what I believe, and I will not push that on you. But if you are here, you are spiritual like me. I know you. I know you know what to do. And what you did was you got on your knees in whatever capacity, in prayer and supplication. I don't care if you laid out. I don't care if you had holy water. I don't care if you went to a church. I don't care if you did it beside your bed. I don't care if you laid in your bed and cried. I don't care if you cried in your car. But you cried out and you said, "Man, you didn't bring me this far. We just can't give up now. You've come too far from where you started from. Nobody told you that the road would be easy, but he didn't bring you this far. He didn't bring Joseph this far. He didn't bring your soul this far. He didn't bring your broken heart this far just to leave you. They wanted to break you. God will set a table before you in the presence of your enemies." He said cousin, he said daughter, he said sister, he said queen, he said king, he said sisterin, he said brethren. Keep let them playing on your head top, as the kids say. Keep letting them talk, and it's all cap. Keep letting them think that their slanderous, gossip mongering, evil words are holding you back. God will set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. And when he does, it will be you that sits back with the slow clap. You earned that, divine feminine. You earned that, empath. You earned that light worker. You earned that earth angel. That slow clap. Onlookers would say it is haughty, but they don't know what you had to go through to get there. They don't know how people looked in your face and lied to you. They don't know how many Judases you had to run through. They don't know how many family members turned their back on you, lied and gossiped in your face, smiled, and then talked behind your back before you could even leave the place. They don't know how many jobs underpaid you. They don't know how many friends betrayed you. They don't know how many lovers treated you badly. They don't know how many people took away your innocence and your sanity. See, people will often judge when you're in this position at the table, sitting and eating what God has prepared before you, what He has prepared in the presence of your enemies. You say, Monet, why would He do that thing? Why would He do it that way, man? He let me suffer for all that time. I didn't even think I was going to get out unscathed. He said, I wanted the people that love to hate to watch you eat and to know that they could never even bow at your feet. I don't even let them have access to you. Access not granted because of the things they did. He let them make their bed, kids. Good morning, Starshines. The earth says hello. He let them make their bed so that they would forever know the power that He has. This is not about us. I'll remove hubris and pride. They look at us and project that because we're taking our pain and our licks in stride. Didn't we do that? Didn't we receive the lashes on our back? I put the location as Catwoman's whip because guess what? The lashes lash back. But we don't do it directly. We allow it to happen karmically because God always has our back. Because universe and source always is pointing us to the next North Star and telling us where it's at. And where it's at is not behind us. Be like Lot's wife. Don't look back. They tried it. But they helped you in their own way. They did. Slow clap for them. For being immature kids, for being terrible adults, for being horrible family members, for being disloyal, vermicious knids. Shout out to Mr. Wonka, the best one that ever did. People's characters get tested, and you think it's a game. It's not a coincidence that I just channeled Willy Wonka and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's my favorite movie, but what a hell of an allegory. And that's exactly what was happening in your life. Who was your Augustus Gloop? Who was your Veruca Salt? Who was your Violet Beauregarde? Entitled people that didn't want to pay attention to the rules. And you were just Charlie, timid and nice, a doormat sitting back, not expecting much, maybe coming from impoverished circumstances where people never really cared about you, but you had some love. Maybe there was a little bit that was infused, or maybe you had some self-love and you hid it away. You had to hide it from those jackals and hyenas that played in your face. And it grew and it grew until finally you were sat before the test. And Augustus and Violet and Veruca and Mike TV got to watch. The Mike TVs of your life got to actually watch God. Here's the archetype here, Willy Wonka. Build a table before you in the presence of your enemies. See, they were tested. They had opportunities to be even with you. Some of them are sick to this day because they realized that in your face they did play. And it was from your pockets, your energy, and your salvation that blessings would come their way. And they fumbled the ball. They fumbled the bag. And now they will only have the remnants and the understanding that you were the best they ever had. You the best. It's some real Drake Scorpionic 360. It's a mind fuck that they will never get over because they played with thee. And God allowed it to be so. Source allowed it to be so. Universe guided them and gave them warnings too and said, keep touching my beloved, but it's not going to work out good for you. Touch not my beloved and do my prophet no harm. These words are written, and they tried to disarm you and act like they were smitten. But see, just like Willy Wonka at the end, he was checking out the hearts of those little tiny men and women. They were tiny, these people in your past. You are a giant among men, empath. You are a giant among women, divine feminine. And they used to sit back and laugh. Who's laughing now? See, that's the thing. We could be the worst of ourselves, but humility our journey did bring. I am sanctioned I am woken up. I am channeling because this is how God fills my cup, and I am challenged to fill your cup too. So a little cocky, sometimes you'll hear it. That's something that I'll do. But trust me, I know exactly who I am and where I came from, and I know about you guys too. I am passing along this like B12 in the morning, a little hit of energy for those of you that are still in mourning about the person you used to be or how people treated you. I remember when I had the revelation of how I allowed someone for so long to treat me as less than. When I started to wake up and love myself, when God was speaking to me, when I realized that I wasn't in fact crazy, that my sensitivity was my greatest gift and asset, that I would flip it into something that would make my life better than I've ever experienced and better than the people that hated on me. God will set a table before you in the presence of your enemies, and now they will watch you eat. And now they have to accept their defeat. And now they will wonder how you got so far. And now they will want to have a seat at that table, but they are disbarred, they are disowned. Now, at the end of the Joseph story, what he did do was he fed his brothers. He did. And he saw his father again and said, "Look what happened to your kid." A lot of you guys were touched and blessed at birth, given a gift, but you may not have understood your value and your worth, but you're starting to get it. Had you not encountered those jackals and hyenas, you would not have had the pressure which would have blasted away the grit to show the sparkling diamond hiding within the charcoal within it. When Joseph was in the well, surrounded by snakes and scorpions and spiders, and he was begging for a way out, he got it, but it was into the slave trade. It was into subjugation. It was into servantry. This kid who was prophesied over that he was going to save his family, well, he did. He also saved the nation. But my God, what he had to go through until he reached his final destination. Give them a slow clap. What they intended for your demise is the very air, the very helium, the very outstretched hand that helped you rise. Because what you had to do when you were in that well was learn how to survive. And even your enemies have wonderment in their eyes because they were sure they had killed you for the final time. They are bewildered at how you have redefined your energy, how you have taken back your power. They are bewildered at how you have increased your worth, your wealth, your health, your beauty, your handsomeness. They don't understand it, but they don't know that you were touched at birth and chosen. They don't know what you had to go through actually. They didn't see all of the people that were jackals and hyenas and that treated you terribly. They thought they were just one of a few, just one little thing that they didn't do. But they didn't know that it was pebble after boulder, after rock, after stone, after avalanche that had crushed you. And there you are, my divine feminine, and there you are, my divine masculine, scratching out through the snow. I'm still here. I just want you to know you're screaming, "God, don't let me go." And he said, "That's okay. Even this was part of designed for you since your birthing day. I will set a table before you in the presence of your enemy." Because when you come walking down the mountains, when you come down from Everest, you might be scarred. You might be disfigured. You might have frostbite. You might have had a dark night of the soul. But what you have is your life, and you figured out how to save it and take control. You relied only on Source and only on me, and you tapped into your divine femininity or masculinity. You healed yourself with spirituality, the same spirituality that they made fun of you for, the same spirituality that they showed you the door because of, the same spirituality that they said you didn't deserve to be paid for. This is not what you do. This is not how we fit into society. How very weird of you. And that's how you climb down Everest. You're back at base camp. They're in shock. God set a table, and now their life is blocked. Give them a slow clap. They wanted to clean your clock. Many people set out to do it cruelly. Some people did it haphazardly and accidentally. Some people did it out of pure selfishness, just selfishly. But either way, they didn't value you as a human as you have done to people day after day. One of the things I talk about is how we project our morality as empaths onto people. We would never treat people that way, so we just assume they wouldn't do the same. But now you understand you take nothing in vain. If you are going through a situation and you just found this today and you're still in the midst of your dark night, I promise you, the sun will come out and you will get back to play. If this has already happened and you're hearing it after and you're saying, yes, yes, Monette, I did make it out. And I have started to rise and I have found my tribe and I do look at myself and smile. My timidness has evaporated away. I use it with people who deserve to have me be in their face and stay and be kind. And when I need boundaries, those are never hard to find now. Catwoman's whip. You don't have a fear of using it. Previous empath, previous to the betrayal, would have kept it tucked just like a tail. Not anymore. You know exactly who, where, and what to use it for. And that is the integration of your shadow and your light. That is the reward for saving your own life. They wanted to see you down bad, it's true, but never a hater will get the best of you. God set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. And now, my divine masculines and feminines, my empaths and earth angels, my light workers and star seeds, today, tonight, this morning, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, 10, 20, 30, we feast. Because it's important to feed the beast. We are beast at this time, and what I mean by that is we've integrated that feline inner cat with the soft side that we used to be. Have no regrets. Mourn that past person, and I don't mean your ex, I mean the you that was always treated like something that should be next and never to the forefront. It's your time. They tried to stop you. They've been declined. They wanted to see you utterly demolished. They tried every tactic in their arsenal. And it wasn't just one or two. It was gang stalking. It was many. It was more than a few. It was family members. It was friends. I'll say it again. They all wanted to get the best of you. Only because you stood on kindness, the good book, the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do. And for that, you should have been punished and ostracized. You should have been outcasted and not treated right. Universe says, nay, nay. That's not what we do. But give them that slow clap. Because they made a beast out of you. So good sharing energy with you guys this morning. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together. Hey, we have people popping in. Let me see. Everybody. Ooh. Hey, King Cyrus says facts. Hi, it's good to meet you. It wasn't easy in Egypt either. Facts. Slow is all they understand. Salah says, hey, morning, good morning, Monette and everyone. 11:55 a.m. in England. Hey. Top of the pops. Love to see it. We love our international friends. It's true. Good morning from Cali. We got the East Coast, West Coast. We got the London. We are across the pond. I love to see it. Miss Laura, good morning. They can kick rocks. Amen. Return to sender now. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. Come back and join me next time. We will continue to evolve together.